Hi, and today we are going to be focusing on back strength. So go ahead and get ready down onto your mat. We're going to start on our hands and knees. So just doing a little bit of the cat-cow movement just to help mobilize the spine before we go into any back strengthening moves. So if we get our hands in underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips, and then just a little bit of scooping and then arching and rounding of the spine. Just getting it nicely warmed up. And this movement can be as big or as small as you need it to be. Good, we'll do one more of each. Lovely, then if you can come down to sit on your heels. Now if this is uncomfortable for anybody, feel free to sit on a cushion or just cross your legs, just whatever is more comfortable. So just sit in this position for a little moment. We're going to do a little bit more twisting and mobilizing of our spine. So hands up behind the ears, and then we just twist around to the right and twist around to the left. Again, it doesn't need to be big. So we're not trying to look around behind us. We're just trying to look beside us or more over to the side. If the arms in this position really doesn't work for you, try with the hands crossed over your chest instead. I know if you have any shoulder issues going on, sometimes lifting the arms up into this position can just be too uncomfortable for you. All right, then rest in the center, and we're just going to lean over to the left hand side, bringing the left hand down. Press, getting a nice stretch up that right side of the body. Let's come back up to center. Do 4 more times on this side. 1, sit up, 2, 3, and 4, and then swap over. Your right hand comes down as you stretch over to the right hand side. 1, 2, we do 5 in total. 3, 4, and 5. Lovely, good. Now we're going to come back onto our hands and knees, and we're going to work a little bit on the back of the arm strength. So if you have your right arm first, we're going to extend that right arm out behind us and then clench your fist. Lovely. Then bend your elbow in, so hand comes up to the shoulder, and then stretch out, flexing and squeezing. Good. 2, 3, keeping it at shoulder height for now. 4 and 5. Good, then having the elbow bent at 90 degrees, we're going to press the elbow and shoulder up towards the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hold the elbow upwards, and then we're going to extend that arm, squeezing. 1 and bend. 2, 3, keeping the elbow close into the body. 4 and 5. Hold it in that extended position and do 5 little pulses moving from the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, now we're going to do that on the other side. So left arm comes out behind to shoulder height and clench your fist. Then bend, hand comes into shoulder, squeeze. 1 and extend. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Now elbow at 90 degrees and 5 pushes of elbow and shoulder up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now lift the elbow, hold it there and extend. 1, squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the arm in that extended position and do 5 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. So now we're ready to go down onto our tummy. So if you roll down, bringing yourself down onto the floor. And if you can bring your hands in underneath your shoulders to begin with. Okay, now chin or nose or forehead just resting on the floor. Now I want you to think about your shoulders and have them sort of squeezing back in towards each other. Elbows are tight in towards the body. Good, so then when you're ready, just start to lift your head and your chest a little bit up off the floor and then lower. And again. Now think also about your pelvis. So if you can think about doing a little sort of tuck in of the pelvis, so a little gentle squeeze of the glutes, and you're pressing down lightly through the fronts of your legs and your feet. Good. Now, if you can, lift your head and your chest, and then try lifting your hands off the floor. So you're squeezing those elbows together behind your back. Good. Try 5 little pulses if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. We'll do one more of those. Lift head and chest. Lift your hands. 5 little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Brilliant. Now if you can bring your hands down, stretch the arms out long either side of your body, and you still have your forehead or your nose just resting gently on the mat. Now again, we're going to work on arm strength here. So we're just going to keep the head and chest down to begin with and just lift the arms. Okay, so breathe in to prepare. Then when you're ready, try lifting the arms up off the floor and squeezing them together behind your back. And lower. Lift and lower. Your head will be resting on the mat. I just have mine hovering off so you can hear what I'm saying. Okay, let's try 5 little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. And then try again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Excellent. Now keep those hands locked in beside or onto your thighs, the outside of your thighs. And we're just going to work on lifting the head and the chest now. So breath in, and then on your out breath, lift head and chest, and then lower. As if you were trying to reach your arms down a little further down the outside of your legs. Good, let's do 2 more. Lovely. Okay, now if you can come up onto your elbows. So you have your elbows underneath your shoulders. Good, now just breathe here for a moment and get comfortable in this position. Now this might be enough for some of you just to stay here like this, or it might even be too much. If it is, you just come back down. Okay, now for those of you who are feeling okay, what we're going to do is try and lift one arm, one elbow off the ground at a time. Okay, so when you're ready, just press down into that right hand, lift that right elbow up, extend that arm without locking the elbow out, and just look over towards your right shoulder. Good, then lower that right elbow down, and then do the other side. And down, and repeat. Breathing out as you lift up, remembering to contract in with those lower abdominals at all times. Good. So we're just getting a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of strengthening down the sides of your back with this. Also really nice strengthening for the triceps. We'll do one more on each side. Lovely. Okay, now stretching both arms out in front. Nice and long. Just check you can see. Okay, so arms stretched out long in front. Now we're just going to keep the head down. Again, my head is slightly lifted so you can hear what I'm saying and it's not all muffled on the mat, but your chin, nose or forehead, whichever is comfortable, is resting lightly on the floor. Now we're just going to lift one arm at a time, okay? So right arm first, lift it up and count to 5. Do 5 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Set the arm down, repeat with the left. Lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Now we're going to try both arms, but your head still stays down. Lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to try 5, resting in between, not pulses, but just 5 lift and lowers with your head and chest as well. Only if it feels good for your back. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so breath in, prepare. And then on your out breath, lift head and chest and arms as high as you can, and then lower. That's 1. We'll do 4 more. Good, 2 more. Lovely. Good, now bring your hands down either side of your chest. Push yourself up to your all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and come up into that lovely arching cat stretch that we did at the start. Getting a lovely stretch over the shoulders. And then doing a little bit of the scooping and arching. Good, and then push back to thumb to heels to child's pose. And then rounding forwards. Flat back or a little scoop if it feels good, and then rounding, pushing back, and then rounding again, coming back up, A little scoop if it feels okay, and then back. Good, and then on this one, just coming back to rest down in the child's pose, but bringing the arms down either side of the body this time, so you can just really rest in this position. Good, and then when you're ready, stretch the arms out in front again a little bit. Walk them off the mat over to the right hand side so that you can feel a good stretch down the left side of your body. And then walking the hands over to the left hand side so you can feel the stretch down the right side of your body. And just spending as long as you need in any of these nice stretches. Good. And that's today's session finished. So a little express focus for the back muscles. They're really worth spending some time on because they literally hold us all together. Our spine holds us together, so it really is worth spending some time strengthening all of those muscles that hold your spine in position. So I hope you find this beneficial today, and I'll catch you on the next video.